It did become inevitable at some point whilst in my musical path that I was going to have to write an LP of songs. Not only was I actually having to write a whole album of songs, but for me to actually sing on them. And it wasn't until completion of this album that I was able to answer this question positively. Have I made an LP of songs and me actually sing on them? And I can answer yes, I have. That's what you get with this new album. This album title, In Time Where We Stand, came about, I think, after mishearing some lyrics in a song that was in a PlayStation 2 game of Tony Hawk's Project 8. The phrase had a reflective vibe to it, and as this LP neared completion, I realised that there was a sort of theme building with a lot of the subjects on this album. It's sort of the process on stopping time, stopping what's happening in the present, looking and reflecting on the past, not necessarily everything, but looking at various positives and negative moments in your life, channeling them as strength and then powering on into the future. I went through a nostalgic period throughout the last 2 years where I went back reflecting on precious childhood memories of mine, things like TV shows, music, video games that I used to watch and play.
In my little corner away from the crowd, where my worries can slowly disappear, like autumn leaves in summer and English rain on counters.
There were 3 what I like to call batches of songwriting that took place for this LP. First batch took place in September during the holiday in Chelava Bay, South Devon. I came back with about 75 sheets, double-sided, using both sides, of songs that were written for this LP. The second batch was into the new year and during the Christmas period of 2008 into 2009, into the new year. And then there was a final batch of songwriting in the Easter holiday, that's April 2009. A lot of it references, of course, what was being seen from the live coverage, and when the last verse, in fact, was referencing the controversy at the time with Sir Fred Goodwin's £750,000 pension. It's really about the end of a friendship or a relationship. I known a friend for a few years. It had gone quite quiet between us for a while, and then I think we came to an end earlier this year. I decided to channel all that into words and put it into this somber song that explains that you've lost your chance. It's one of my favourite songs lyrically. I think it's got some of the best lyrics I've written. The song subject basically talks about how we're now living in a fake world. We can now create usernames and account names for us to go online, on social networking sites, banking online, shops online, blogs, all sorts of things that evolve a second life as such. We've got real life here, and then we've got fake life here, we've got online life, all sorts. It's crazy, really, to think that it's now easy for you to create false lives. My brother Scotty Cooper assists on this album with additional instrumentation. He plays drums, guitars, mostly acoustic guitars, percussion, and ooh-ahs are out of the question. He actually does a bit of singing on this album. You can hear quite clearly on other songs like Heart and Fake. For me, each album is another jump in confidence or another step in doing something new, trying something different each time. It's no fun doing the same thing again and again. If people were to be introduced to my music for the first time or recommended, I'd probably describe myself as the black sheep among the white flock. Why I come up with that phrase to describe myself as within the music scene is, locally here in Oxfordshire, I see rock band after rock band, classical musician after classical musician, after hip hop. It's all the same trash that I personally see around me, and I'm not seeing anyone being very daring, experimental, and more daring to try something different. Although my main platform is electronics, I use keyboards all the time. I don't use the same sounds all the time. I'm always changing what I do. Thank you all for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy this new LP as much as I've enjoyed putting it together. Check the websites to keep up to date, and I'll speak to you all soon. Thanks again.